everyone, this is me again. In this occasion, we're gonna build together another challenge. The challenge is going to be object instead of pairing or scattering, we're gonna use the spread operator. So object spreading will be the spread operator. Let's put it up on here. Spread operator is the operator that you use for an array just like this, for example. See? And you put dot 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 and that's it. What is it? It is just like saying that everything that comes after it, you want it also on the on the arrangement here. It's like you can even put, for example, two arguments and the dot 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 is like saying that you want everything else together as well. So let's imagine that we have a challenge that is, let's say, to sum all the elements that are in an array. Okay. So in this case, it's going to be numbers because a spread operator, being honest, is very often used. We can even put it here. It is very often used with numbers. And how can we make this possible? Well, let's go to the Google.com here. And we're gonna go here. Wanna say the let's see that we want to review the spread operator. Why? Because sadly, this operator works um, in different ways depending on the situation. In this case, we wanted to numbers. I'm just going to go to the code editor now that I think for you to see that it is not a lie, that I have knowledge about it, and you for not to be um, doubting about myself, which is something that I don't like. I don't like never when people underestimate me. Never, trust me. I'm not that kind of person. Let's start with the span ID result here, and we're gonna go here where I left this blank, and we're gonna go here to the script, type text or JavaScript, and we're gonna go down here, script, and that's it. Now we're gonna just make an array. For example, let edges is equal to 70, 43, and 120. And let's put those edges in an array, just like this. And let's say that we want also, instead of just 120, let's say that we want 100, and also we want 23 and 24. And what we want to do is super simple. We're gonna just try to make a sum. Let sum is equal to um, is let's see. That's the tricky part here. You can use it with the array, but also as an object, and that is what is sometimes is confusing because it is just the difference from an array and an object is just this. I mean the two brackets here. This bracket uh, squaring is indicating that it's an array, and this one is an object. But in both situations, you can use the spread operator. But in both situations, I am not sure if they work in the same way. That is the detail. That is the thing. You see, I think that in here, as an object, you have to specify what you would like to summarize. But as an array, you don't have to. And as an array, you just have to put, for example, um, A, comma B, comma C, and then comma point, and that's it. I mean, what I'm trying to say is that when it is an array, sorry, it is easier to use the spread operator. but it is even more common on objects. So let's look for the documentation of it because we don't know everything. Spread operator, JavaScript, MDN. Gonna look for that. We could use it. Just this here React ES6. We don't want that. Actually, we are not working with React. But I will tell you a secret. In React, the spread operator, there are people that use it a lot. And I don't know why, being honest. It's like an obsession that they have with that. But uh, everyone believes whatever he wants, you know. one, one day I met Bruce Lee in certain way, and he said that he, he, he got angry with me and shout out to the sky. Everyone believes whatever he wants. Inside of me, but I haven't done anything bad to you. Okay, look, um, just it is here. Just make a run here. You will see that this is 6 again because it is making a console log again. You see that this is an array, exactly as I told you. And in here, it is making an apply, but let's see where it uses the numbers. The numbers is used here. And as you can see here, is using what? The array. But here, let's see, we don't have an object. Actually, it's not even using an object. You see, it's exactly as I told you. It's commonly more used with um, arrays rather than with um, objects. But let's look for an object, for example. Look, this is an object. In here, this is super confused. I mean, I'm just being honest. Look at that. That's super confusing. But there are other ways, and they are not as confusing as that. For example, this one. But this one, as you can see, is also using the object and then also uses an array. So at the end, it's exactly uh, what I told you. But as you can see here, it brings up an error. But it is because it is using the object trying to use the array, which is not, it doesn't have much sense, being honest, because if you start with an object, you should continue with it as an object, not as an array. Arrays and objects, even though they are very similar, they are not the same thing. So you see this array here? Again, you can see that it is just making this possible. And what is this? This is just like assigning a value of something to every value that is on the array. And that is what I want. But let's say that I would like to summarize them. Well, what I need to do is then just, let's look for, you see here, 1, 2, 3, okay? Let's say this is the array. Now, instead of putting this as an array, is an object because the object has the capability of returning a function. And what this function will bring forth. This is the interesting side. This is equal to 0 to point 1 to point 2 to point or double columns 3, 4, and 5. And when I say 2 points, you know that is columns, okay? And that's it. Now, what we have to do is just to make that, for example, we can make it in very different ways. We can make a for each and say, for example, sum is equal to each sum e. And by the way, I need to look for the documentation of the for each. And in here, we're gonna put something like return e plus um, e or something like that. I mean, it's super simple. Let's look for that. Give us a for each using the spread operator to zoom, and you will see that that's very often used. Let's see. You say that it returns undefined. It's verifying if I am a human. That is cool. Let's see. My